Hello there, fellow coin enthusiasts and collectors. Welcome back to the channel World Rare Coins, where we dive deep into the world of rare and valuable coins that could be worth a small fortune. From hidden gems that could be worth a fortune to little-known coins with a rich history, we'll explore it all. And if you're new to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on any of our exciting discoveries. And now grab your magnifying glasses and let's start our today's video. On Top 1 today, we're focusing on one of the most iconic coins in American currency, the United States quarter dollar from 1974. A coin that, on the surface, might seem like a simple piece of currency, but today, it holds incredible value and is sought after by collectors worldwide. Stick around until the end, because we'll reveal just how much this 1974 quarter dollar could be worth now. And trust me, it's a jaw-dropping amount. The 1974 United States quarter dollar coin was minted during a very interesting period in American history. The 1970s were a time of change and challenge for the U.S. economy, marked by rising inflation, economic uncertainty, and the end of the post-World War II economic boom. While the economy was going through some turbulence, the quarter was still a staple of everyday transactions. At this time, the U.S. Mint had been producing quarters featuring the familiar design of George Washington on the obverse front side. This portrait of Washington had been in circulation since 1932, marking the 200th anniversary of his birth, and it would continue to be a prominent feature on quarters for many years. The reverse side of the 1974 quarter, like all standard quarters of the time, featured the eagle perched on a branch, symbolizing the strength and freedom of the nation. But here's where the plot thickens. While most 1974 quarters were minted and circulated as part of everyday business, not all were created equal. There's a rare twist to this story that might make you think twice about your pocket change. Let's take a closer look at the design of the 1974 quarter dollar. The obverse side, as mentioned earlier, displays a well-known portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. This iconic image has remained on quarters for decades and is instantly recognizable by most Americans. But it's the reverse side, the eagle design, where the true story of rarity and value begins. The 1974 quarter was originally struck in a mixture of copper and nickel, just like the standard quarters that had been circulating for years. However, it's in the minting process that things get really interesting. Over the years, some rare era coins have emerged from the 1974 mintage, quarters that didn't quite meet the minting standards due to issues with the dies or errors during the production process. These mistake coins are a collector's dream. Even minor mistakes, like double strikes or misaligned dies, can turn an ordinary quarter into a high-value treasure. So, if you've got a 1974 quarter, there's a chance it could have an error that drastically increases its worth. Now, let's talk about the rarity and condition of the 1974 quarter dollar. The key to unlocking its potential value lies in the state of preservation. Just like with any collectible, the more well-preserved the coin, the higher its value. Coins that are in uncirculated condition, or even better, in mint state condition, are worth far more than those that show signs of wear and tear from years of circulation. But the true jackpot comes when you find one of these 1974 quarters with a minting error. These error coins can range from simple imperfections like an off-center strike or doubling of the design, to much rarer and more significant mistakes. For example, a double die error on the obverse could cause Washington's portrait to appear multiple times, creating a distinct and highly collectible anomaly. These coins are like hidden gems, and they can command much higher prices in the market. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1974 quarter dollar stand out from the hundreds of other coins minted around the same time? The answer lies in the rarity of the error coins and their limited availability. Despite the fact that millions of these quarters were produced, very few error coins managed to survive in excellent condition, making them highly sought after by numismatists and collectors worldwide. In fact, the 1974 quarter is one of those coins that often goes unnoticed by the casual collector. But those who know the market and understand how rare certain minting mistakes are will instantly recognize the potential value these coins hold. And if you happen to find one of these in your collection, or perhaps in a change jar at home, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, are you ready for the big reveal? How much could a 1974 United States quarter dollar be worth today? If you happen to have a 1974 quarter in mint condition, or even better, an error coin, you could be holding something worth a staggering $67,000. Yes, you heard that right, $67,000. That's the kind of value that can transform an everyday coin into a life-changing discovery. So, if you've been hanging on to old quarters or come across a 1974 in your travels, take a closer look. It might just be worth more than you think. So, what should you be looking for to spot a valuable 1974 quarter dollar? First, check the coin's condition. If it's still in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, that's a good sign. Next, closely examine the coin for any signs of errors. Look for double strikes, misaligned designs, or even unusual wear patterns that could indicate a minting mistake. If you're unsure, it's always a good idea to have the coin evaluated by a professional numismatist or a reputable coin dealer. And there you have it, folks, the 1974 quarter dollar, a simple coin with a surprising amount of value. So, if you have one of these in your collection or stumble upon one in your change, it could be the key to a small fortune. Remember to check its condition and look for any possible errors. If you're lucky enough to have a rare 1974 quarter, you could be sitting on an incredible find. On top two, we're going to talk about a coin that might just be sitting in your change jar or buried in the bottom of your drawer, the United States quarter dollar from 1979. At first glance, it might seem like a standard coin, but trust me, there's more to this quarter than meets the eye. Stick around because, at the end of this video, we're revealing just how much this coin could be worth, and you might not believe the number. So, let's start with a little history. The United States 1979 quarter dollar is part of the long-running series that features George Washington on the obverse, which has been the design since 1932. This quarter was produced during the tail end of the 1970s, a time when the U.S. economy was dealing with rising inflation and the aftereffects of the oil crisis. Despite the economic challenges of the time, the U.S. Mint continued to produce coins that were widely circulated, including the familiar Washington quarter. Now, the 1979 quarter dollar was minted in the years following the 1976 bicentennial coin series, which had garnered a lot of attention with its special reverse design. By 1979, the U.S. Mint returned to the classic designs, but the story of the quarter from this year is anything but ordinary. While most of the quarters from 1979 were just your everyday circulating currency, there's a twist. Some of these quarters are incredibly rare and valuable today, especially if they were minted with certain errors or were preserved in pristine condition. Let's take a moment to appreciate the design of the 1979 quarter. On the obverse, front, of the coin, we have the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by artist John Flanagan. Washington's image has become synonymous with American history, and his profile on the quarter has remained unchanged for decades. On the reverse side, you'll find the familiar image of the bald eagle, which symbolizes freedom and strength. The eagle is perched on a branch, with its wings spread wide, creating a sense of majesty and national pride. This design is simple yet powerful, representing the enduring spirit of the United States S.O. While the design itself may not be particularly unique to 1979, there are some hidden treasures within this year's coinage that are definitely worth noting. And that's where things get exciting for collectors. Here's the thing. 1979 wasn't just any ordinary year for quarters. The United States Mint produced millions of these coins, but what makes this particular series intriguing is the presence of rare error coins that have surfaced over time. And when it comes to rare coins, the value can skyrocket. You see, errors during the minting process can make a coin incredibly valuable. Some 1979 quarters were struck with double dies, where the design was stamped twice, causing a blurred, doubled image on the coin. This is a highly desirable mistake for collectors, and finding a 1979 quarter with this error could significantly boost its value. Other error coins include off-center strikes, where the design isn't properly aligned with the edge of the coin, or die cracks, where tiny lines or fractures appear on the surface of the coin. These kinds of imperfections may seem like flaws to some, but in the world of coin collecting, they are rare and highly sought after. It's important to note that not all 1979 quarters are valuable. The vast majority of them are like the typical coins you'll find in everyday circulation, nothing special. But if you happen to come across one with any of these errors, you could be holding something worth far more than its face value. Now, let's talk about another crucial factor that affects the value of the 1979 quarter dollar: condition. Just like with any collectible, The condition of the coin plays a massive role in how much it's worth. A coin that's been worn down from years of use will typically only fetch a few dollars, but a mint condition or uncirculated coin. Now we're talking. Coins that have been carefully preserved and remain in excellent condition are much more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated. For collectors, a 1979 quarter that shows no signs of wear, with sharp details and clean surfaces, is a prized find. So, what makes the 1979 quarter dollar so appealing to collectors? It's the combination of rarity, unique error coins, and the high demand for quarters from this particular year. Collectors are always hunting for that elusive coin with a minting mistake, and the 1979 quarter has become one of the most sought-after series. In addition, this quarter holds sentimental value to many collectors because it represents the late 20th century, a period of change and uncertainty in the United States. The 1979 quarter captures a snapshot of that time, and for many, owning a piece of that history adds to the appeal. All right, here's the moment you've all been waiting for, the big reveal. If you happen to have a 1979 quarter that is in mint condition, or better yet, one that features a rare minting error, you could be sitting on a small fortune. These coins have been known to fetch as much as $64,000. Yes, you heard that right, $64,000. That's the potential value of a single 1979 quarter in excellent condition or with an error. So, if you've got any 1979 quarters lying around, it might just be time to take a closer look. You're probably wondering how you can tell if your 1979 quarter is one of the rare, high-value coins we're talking about. Well, here are some tips to help you out. Look for minting errors. Check for double strikes, off-center strikes, or die cracks. Examine the condition. Is the coin uncirculated with sharp, clean details? The better the condition, the higher the value. Consult a professional. If you're unsure about your coin's value, take it to a reputable coin dealer or numismatist for evaluation. And there you have it. What might seem like an ordinary 1979 quarter dollar could actually be worth a small fortune if it's in the right condition or features a rare minting error. So, next time you find yourself with a handful of quarters, take a moment to look through them carefully. Who knows? You might just have a $64,000 coin hiding in your collection. On top 3, we're shining a spotlight on a coin that might be sitting in your collection or even in your everyday pocket change. The United States 1985 quarter dollar. At first glance, this might seem like just another run-of-the-mill quarter, but trust me, there's much more to this coin than meets the eye. You won't believe just how much this seemingly normal quarter could be worth today. So, stay tuned until the very end, because we're about to reveal the incredible value of the 1985 quarter dollar, and it may just surprise you. Let's set the scene with a little history. The 1985 quarter dollar is part of the well-known Washington quarter series that has been in circulation since 1932. The quarter features the classic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, and is one of the most recognized coins in the United States. The reverse side shows the majestic American bald eagle, symbolizing strength and freedom. In 1985, the economy was in a period of stability, having moved past the turbulence of the 1970s and early 1980s. The United States Mint continued to produce quarters in high volumes for regular circulation. However, as with most coins, a few quirks in the minting process led to some interesting and highly valuable rarities. So, while most 1985 quarters are relatively common, there are certain examples that are worth a lot more than just their face value. Before we dive into the rare aspects of this coin, let's talk about the design. On the obverse, you'll find the image of George Washington, our nation's first president, facing left. The design is sharp and timeless, with the inscription "Liberty" above Washington's head, and "In God We Trust" beneath him. The year, 1985, is prominently displayed on the right. On the reverse, the coin features a detailed depiction of the American bald eagle. The eagle is perched on an olive branch and a cluster of arrows, symbolizing peace and defense. Around the eagle, you'll see the inscriptions "United States of America" and "E pluribus unum," which means "out of many, one." This classic design has been part of the quarter for decades, and it's part of what makes the 1985 quarter so recognizable and cherished by collectors today. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value. The value of a 1985 quarter dollar really depends on something much rarer than a standard coin. Minting errors are what make a 1985 quarter truly valuable. These errors can happen for many reasons, but when they do, the results can be stunning and incredibly rare. Some of the most valuable 1985 quarters are the ones that have minting mistakes. Collectors go crazy for coins with these unique flaws because they're not only rare but also offer a glimpse into the quirks of the coin production process. Here are a few of the most sought-after errors. Double die errors. One of the most famous types of minting errors, double die occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the die, resulting in a slight shift that causes the design to appear doubled. This doubling effect is most noticeable on the date or letters, and if you find a 1985 quarter with a double die error, you may have a rare treasure on your hands. Off-center strikes. Sometimes the coin is not aligned properly when it's struck, resulting in an off-center design. This creates a coin with a design that looks crooked or misaligned. These coins are highly collectible, especially if the design is significantly off-center. Clash dies. A clash die occurs when two dies used for striking coins collide without a coin being struck in between. This results in part of the reverse design appearing on the obverse, or vice versa. It's a quirky and unique feature that many collectors covet. Die cracks. Over time, the dies used to strike coins can develop cracks. These cracks can leave lines or marks on the coin, creating an interesting pattern or feature. Die cracks are another minting flaw that collectors look for, especially on older coins like the 1985 quarter. These types of minting errors can make the 1985 quarter dollar worth much more than the typical 25 cents. In fact, these error coins are highly prized and can sell for significantly higher prices. But there's more to the value of a coin than just errors. Condition is key when it comes to determining how much a coin is worth. A 1985 quarter in perfect, uncirculated condition will always command a higher price than one that has been heavily circulated or damaged. In numismatics, the study and collection of coins. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70. A coin with a higher grade, meaning it has minimal wear and has been kept in excellent condition, can be worth significantly more. So, if you find a 1985 quarter dollar that is in uncirculated condition and has no visible signs of wear, it could be worth far more than face value. So, how can you spot a rare 1985 quarter that's worth more than just 25 cents? Here are a few tips. Examine the date and lettering. Look for any signs of doubling or blurring in the numbers or letters. If you notice any distortion, you may have a double die error on your hands. Check for off-center strikes. Hold the coin up to the light and examine the edges. If the design seems misaligned or off-center, it could be a valuable error coin. Look for cracks or lines. Inspect the surface of the coin for any die cracks or unusual markings. These imperfections are often overlooked by casual collectors, but they can significantly increase the coin's value. Evaluate the condition. The more pristine the coin, the more it's worth. Coins that are well preserved, showing no signs of wear or scratches, are more valuable than those that have been circulating for years. So, the big question: how much can a 1985 quarter dollar be worth? If you happen to have one of these rare error coins in great condition, you could be sitting on a true gold mine. Some of the most valuable 1985 quarters, especially those with double die errors, off-center strikes, or perfect mint condition, have been known to fetch prices that will blow your mind. Are you ready? A rare, well-preserved 1985 quarter dollar with a significant minting error could be worth up to an astonishing $60,000. Yes, that's right, $60,000 for a single quarter. It's hard to believe that a simple 25-cent coin could be worth that much, but it's true. So, next time you find a 1985 quarter, make sure to give it a close look. It could be worth a fortune. So there you have it. The 1985 quarter dollar may look like just another coin, but with the right minting error or in excellent condition, it could be worth as much as $60,000. If you find one of these rare treasures, you could be holding a piece of history and a small fortune in your hands. On top four, we're going to talk about a coin that could be sitting in your collection, or maybe even in your change right now, the United States 1994 quarter dollar. Now, at first glance, you might think this is just another ordinary quarter, right? Well, think again. This particular coin has a value far beyond its face value, and you might be surprised to find out just how much it could be worth today. Stick around until the end of the video, because we'll reveal the incredible value of the 1994 quarter dollar, and trust me, it's going to blow your mind. Let's take a quick trip back to 1994. The United States was in the middle of a booming economy during the 1990s, with a thriving tech industry and a nation that had just begun to enjoy a sense of economic prosperity after the struggles of the 1980s. The 1994 quarter dollar was part of the regular circulation during this time, featuring the timeless design of George Washington on the obverse, front, and the American bald eagle on the reverse. The design of this quarter, which had been in use since 1932, remained a constant throughout the decades. Washington's image graced the obverse, while the majestic eagle symbolized the strength and freedom of the United States on the reverse. While many of these coins were used in everyday transactions, the 1994 quarter dollar holds a special place in the hearts of collectors due to its potential rarity and the possibility of minting errors. And it's these rare varieties that can make a 1994 quarter worth far more than just a quarter. Before we dive into what makes the 1994 quarter dollar so special, let's take a moment to appreciate its design. On the obverse, you'll find a beautifully detailed portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The design, created by John Flanagan, has been in circulation for decades and is a symbol of American history. Alongside Washington's portrait, the words "Liberty" and "God We Trust" and the year 1994 appear, marking this coin as part of the ongoing series. On the reverse of the coin, you'll see the American bald eagle, perched with an olive branch in one talon and a bundle of arrows in the other, symbolizing peace and strength. The eagle's image has been an enduring symbol of the United States, representing the nation's resilience and power. But while this design is classic and beloved, the real story behind the 1994 quarter dollar lies in its rarity and the potential for valuable minting errors. Here's where the story gets interesting. While most of the 1994 quarters were made for regular circulation, some were struck with minting errors that make them highly collectible and valuable today. These errors can occur for a number of reasons during the production process, and they're what makes certain coins stand out from the rest. So, what types of minting errors can increase the value of the 1994 quarter dollar? Let's take a look at some of the most valuable varieties. Double die errors. A double die error occurs when the coin is struck more than once by the die, resulting in a doubled image. This often happens with the date or lettering, and collectors love these coins because the doubling is usually easy to spot. If you find a 1994 quarter with a double die error, it could be worth a lot more than just 25 cents. Off-center strikes. Sometimes, the coins are struck slightly off-center, resulting in a design that looks a little crooked or misaligned. These off-center strikes are highly prized by collectors who specialize in error coins, and they can dramatically increase the coin's value. Clash dies. This happens when the dies used to strike the coin accidentally collide without a coin being struck in between. This causes part of the reverse design to appear on the obverse, or vice versa. If you come across a 1994 quarter with a clash die error, it's a rare find that collectors will pay top dollar for. Die cracks and breaks. Over time, the dies used to strike coins can develop cracks or breaks. These imperfections can leave distinct lines or marks on the coin, creating a unique feature that collectors find desirable. Uncirculated condition. Even without a minting error, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. If your 1994 quarter is in pristine, uncirculated condition, it will likely fetch a higher price. Coins that have been kept in excellent condition with minimal wear and tear are always in demand. So, what is it about the 1994 quarter dollar that makes it so attractive to collectors? It comes down to a few key factors: rarity, minting errors, and condition. First, even though the 1994 quarter was widely produced, certain coins have slipped through the cracks with unusual flaws or imperfections. This makes them highly desirable to collectors who specialize in error coins. Second, the design of the quarter is part of a long tradition in U.S. coinage, making it a classic piece of American history. The bald eagle and George Washington are iconic symbols that make this coin a beloved item for collectors who appreciate the history behind it. And finally, as with any collectible, condition is key. A 1994 quarter that has been well preserved or has a unique error can significantly increase in value, especially if it's in mint state or proof condition. Now that you know what makes the 1994 quarter dollar valuable, here are a few tips on how to spot a rare one in your collection. Examine the date and lettering. Look closely at the date and the inscription Liberty. If you notice any doubling or misalignment, you could have a double die error on your hands. Check the edges for misalignments. Hold the coin up to the light and check the edges. If the design looks off-center, you may have found a valuable off-center strike. Inspect for clash dies. Examine both the obverse and reverse carefully. If you see overlapping designs or unusual marks, you may have a clash die error. Look for cracks or breaks. Examine the coin for any die cracks or other markings. These can add value, especially if they're significant. Check for condition. Coins in mint state or proof condition are always in demand, so be sure to carefully assess the overall condition of your 1994 quarter. The moment you've been waiting for. How much could a 1994 quarter dollar actually be worth? Well, if you have one with a minting error or in pristine uncirculated condition, the value can be astonishing. Some of the rarest 1994 quarters, especially those with double die errors, off-center strikes, or clash dies, have been known to sell for thousands of dollars. But here's the kicker. A 1994 quarter dollar, especially one with a significant error and in excellent condition, could be worth as much as $55,000. Yes, you heard that right, $55,000 for a single quarter. It's hard to believe, but it's true. So, before you spend that change, take a closer look at your 1,994 quarters. They could be worth much more than you think. There you have it. The 1994 quarter dollar could be worth up to $55,000 if you find the right one with a rare minting error or in excellent condition. Next time you find a 1994 quarter in your change or collection, make sure to give it a close look. It could be hiding a small fortune. On Top 5, we are going to talk about a coin that might be a real treat for you. You might have some pocket change lying around that could be worth a whole lot more than you think. Specifically, the United States 1996 quarter dollar. You might be wondering, what makes a simple quarter from 1996 so special? Well, the truth is, this seemingly ordinary coin could be sitting on a treasure trove of value. That's right, this coin could be worth up to $50,000. Stick around until the end, because we're about to dive into the fascinating world of rare minting errors, unique features, and why this 1996 quarter could have you sitting on a small fortune. Let's travel back to 1996. The world was in the midst of technological innovation. Things like the first flip phone and the Nintendo 64 were making waves. In the United States, the economy was strong, and the 1996 quarter dollar was issued as part of the regular Washington quarter series that had been circulating for decades. The design on this coin, like its predecessors, features George Washington on the obverse and the American bald eagle on the reverse. The quarter itself had already seen multiple redesigns since it was first issued in 1932, but by 1996, the coin had become a staple in American currency. It was a time of great economic optimism, and little did most people know, a small number of 1,996 quarters would soon become highly sought after by collectors, and not just because of their age. Before we talk about the rare qualities of this coin, let's take a moment to appreciate the timeless design of the 1996 quarter dollar. On the obverse, you'll find the familiar portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Washington is depicted facing left, with the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," and the year 1996 above him. The coin is a tribute to the first president of the United States and a symbol of the nation's early foundations. On the reverse, the coin features the American bald eagle, perched proudly with an olive branch in one talon and a bundle of arrows in the other. The eagle symbolizes freedom, strength, and peace, and has been the national emblem since 1782. Surrounding the eagle, you'll see the words United States of America and E pluribus unum, which means out of many, one. This classic design is beloved by collectors and serves as a reminder of the enduring strength and unity of the United States. But, of course, there's much more to this 1996 quarter than its aesthetics. Now, here's where things get really interesting. While most 1996 quarters are fairly common and don't carry much more value than their face value, a small number of these coins have an extra twist, minting errors and rare features that make them incredibly valuable. These errors typically occur during the minting process when the coin dies malfunction or misalign. Collectors love these mistakes because they make each coin a unique piece of history. If you're wondering how to tell if your 1996 quarter might be a hidden gem, here are some minting errors and features to keep an eye out for. Double die errors. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck twice by the same die, resulting in a design that looks slightly doubled. This can happen with the date, the wording, or the portrait of Washington. The doubling might be subtle, but if you look closely, you'll notice it. especially around the numbers and lettering. These double die coins are extremely rare and highly valuable. Off-center strikes. Sometimes, coins are struck a bit off-center, which results in part of the design being cut off. If you find a 1996 quarter where the design appears misaligned or shifted toward one side of the coin, you might be holding a rare off-center strike. These coins are desirable among collectors because they're considered errors. And the more extreme the off-center misalignment, the more valuable the coin can be. Clash dies. This type of error occurs when two coin dies collide with one another without a coin being struck between them. The result is a design overlap. Part of the reverse eagle design might appear faintly on the obverse side or vice versa. Clash die coins are fascinating and can be worth a significant amount of money due to their rarity. Die cracks. Over time, the dies used in coin production can develop cracks. When this happens, it leaves a visible crack mark on the coin. These die crack coins can often be found on the 1996 quarter, and while they might seem like flaws to some, they are actually highly prized by collectors. Uncirculated condition. Even without a minting error, the condition of the coin can significantly impact its value. Uncirculated 1996 quarters, those that have never been used in circulation, are often much more valuable than coins that have been worn down over time. If you have a quarter from 1996 that looks as though it just came out of the mint, it could fetch a much higher priced SO. How do you know if your 1996 quarter is one of these rare, valuable coins? Here are some tips to help you spot a potential treasure. Inspect the date and letters. Look carefully at the year 1996 and any other lettering around the coin. If you notice any doubling or distortion, it could be a double die error. If it looks like the number or letters are stacked or blurry, you might have a rare coin. Check for off-center misalignment. Hold the coin up to the light and observe the edges of the coin. If the design doesn't line up properly or is pushed to one side, it could be an off-center strike. Look for cracks or overlapping designs. Examine both the obverse and reverse sides of the coin for any clash die errors or die cracks. These are often hard to spot at first, so be sure to inspect the coin carefully from all angles. Assess the condition. Coins in mint condition, those that have no wear or damage, are always more valuable. Check for any signs of wear and tear. The more pristine the coin, the more it could be worth. Okay, we know you've been waiting for the big reveal. How much could a 1996 quarter dollar be worth? Well, if you've got one of these minting error coins or a quarter that is in excellent condition, then the value can go way beyond its face value. Rare 1996 quarters, especially those with double die errors, off-center strikes, clash dies, or even those in perfect uncirculated condition, have been known to fetch some incredible prices. Are you ready for the big reveal? A 1996 quarter dollar with the right minting errors or in top-notch condition could be worth up to an impressive $50,000. Yes, that's right, $50,000 for a single quarter. Who knew that a simple coin could hold so much potential value? So, next time you find a 1996 quarter, make sure to give it a close look. You could be holding onto a fortune. There you have it. Your 1996 quarter dollar could be worth as much as $50,000 if you find one with a rare minting error or in pristine condition. The world of rare coins is full of hidden treasures, and you might just have one sitting in your pocket right now. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on any of our future coin discoveries. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!